Yo, 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 Top Hat, what's going on, man? How's it going? Oh, man. Finished out my Void Arrow character. Made the guide today. I need to, like, finalize it and upload it. But, yeah, I'm trying out Burning Rage now, and so far, it's not living up to expectations. So I'm a little depressed about it, but maybe I can get it there. They added talent trees back to WoW. Oh, like in Dragonflight or whatever? Yeah, I'm never playing that game again. But, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Oh, it's the pre-patch? Okay. Super interested in the crafting. Oh, where it's like people on the server can craft specific things and get like a reputation. What is this? This is kind of like a righteous fire, I guess. I was trying to make like a kind of like a passive style of a build. And it's kind of there. It's just its main defense is the shield stuff, but I don't know if I just need more defense to build up the shield, or need to just dodge better, or what I need to do. Yeah, just AoE fire. The animation doesn't scale with the size, so the size is way larger than the animation. I'm gonna try to do some forge and see how it feels. Attack speed and movement speed. Sure. I like the way it delivers damage, but I'm just not sure I can get it where I want it. I need some mana regen. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's fine. Let me try switching the ultimatum. So I switch it to mana regen. 324 mana regen a second. Maybe I can just cut some of this cost. That doesn't cost anything. Crit. I can probably get rid of that. So it's 115, so every second. Oh, I can only cast it once a second. Alright, so I guess this is fine. Just keep it as is. I'm also trying with traps, but I don't know if traps are the way to go. We'll see. I got the legendary for the ghost arrow. Oh, that's a skill I haven't even, like, looked at. I kind of want to play... I need to play knight. I want to play knight. I need to play knight. I'm just not sure what to build. Doing something with thorns or retaliation sounds cool. Doing something with, oh man, what's the knight skill that's all the way to the right? It's like... I think it's, what, Brian McRip's Lance or something like that? But it's basically another projectile build. Which, I mean, my Void Arrow build was a projectile build, my Arrow Shot build was a projectile build, and my Mage Orb guy was a projectile build, which is convenient if you want to use the same, like, gear, but... Yeah, throw a stick is pretty funny. Does throw a stick deal retaliation or is it thorns? Something like that. Also like Sworderman's Soul Mantle build. That was cool. So I kind of want to build that, but it's kind of not good for making my own builds. It does look sweet though. If I make my AoE big enough, can AFK? I don't think so. Should I just try to AFK? Is that more fun? Like if I stand, well, I gotta wait for this ice stuff to go away because I need to dodge it. So once that's up, we got 2 more waves of the ice stuff. Once that's done, I'll try to actual AFK. I have a feeling though, my shield's just gonna get chipped down and I'm not gonna recover it fast enough. Yeah, archers are probably too far as well. I have basically all the area I can get, unfortunately. I mean, maybe if I stand and just do this rain of arrows, because it pulls from like so far away. I just don't have a way to like silence or stun enemies. So I'm not sure how I'm not just going to take chip damage constantly. That's my biggest issue. I think I need that one. Alright, I think we're done with ice, so I'm just gonna stand for a bit. So, I've been conflicted on what runes to use. Like, Thornbite for sure, because I need shields. And then I'm currently doing this one to get fatter shields as we go on. But I'm proccing it off of killing 50 enemies, which I don't know if that's the play, or if I should try to do something else. I can do Ancestral Strikes, because I currently have Ancestral Strike, but because I was trying this before, but I may just cut all my Ancestral Strikes because the aura doesn't, you can't do Ancestral Strikes on non-primary, secondary skills. This one's terrible for it because you have to receive damage and the damage percentage is based off your max life and shield. This one's when you spend mana, and I'm not spending that much mana. This one I cast support skills, but I'm not doing support skills. Maybe I could just hold down the support skill. No, it can't double crit. So there's like a specific thing that it says. The cooldown trigger is reduced by 10 seconds. So, but it costs 30% of my mana, so I can't do that one. Kill 50 enemies or after 22 seconds in battle. So I'm thinking maybe the support skill will be the way to go. But I'm gonna try this where I'm just killing enemies. Yeah, okay, so the reason it can't double crit is when you read Ancestral Crit Strike chance you have to trigger Ancestral effects and deal Ancestral Strike damage whenever you deal critical strike damage. Ancestral Strikes can only occur on critical damage from skills in your primary and secondary skill slots. So unfortunately, only these can Ancestral Critical Strike chance. Not your support skill, not your auras or whatever. So it can't double crit, unfortunately. Which I thought it could. So I built it. I built the build as if it could, but it actually can't. So that kind of sucks. But I know it's gonna scale up. Like, I can scale the damage some more, probably to like double, and I can scale my defense more, which means more shields. I just don't know how it's gonna feel when I actually get there. But you know, ideally, I mean, super ideally, right? I would like to just sit here while I do work or something on my second monitor, and then after every wave, I just press the button and go to the next wave. That would be awesome, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Yeah, it looks like archers are hitting me, but I'm not killing them. Can't really see. Enemies are so slow. Okay, where can I stand that would be a good spot? Maybe here? Here? These are actual objects, right? So maybe here is like a good spot. 100% increase max life, but only for 4 waves. Yeah, sure. So we're 2-shotting some things, 3-shotting other things. Oh, the ground effects. Well, it's just silence, I guess. If I stand here, block all the projectiles. They're still shooting me. Do they not care? Oh, the archers aren't shooting me. I guess they're walking over here. Eh. I mean, it's working, kinda. Pepe Paints. It looks like it might be working. I just gotta adjust, like, depending on where the enemies are coming out at, I guess. Looks like this side would be fine. If I stay over here, I can almost hit those guys, but maybe if I stay over here, I'll always be good. Because if I'm here, it's gonna kill these things, and it's gonna make all the archers come over here and kill these things. So maybe this is a good spot. I guess I want to kill more enemies for more shields. I'm gonna do this one. Okay, I can kill the mages. They get some hits in though. It kind of sucks. I'm getting chipped down. I'll turn off that. I think this belt is a bait. So the belt has an aura, and it's a huge range, basically the whole screen. It reduces the damage by 28%, but they have plus 90% attack speed. So they attack like twice as fast, but they deal 28% less damage. So if they get close to me, they're dealing 100% less damage. And I guess to be fair, I'm using this, which gives them 90% attack speed. So they kind of balance out where it deals normal damage. But in this case, they're doing 90% less attack. So maybe the archers won't be able to shoot me as easily. Or at all. Oh. Need to be behind this. I guess it doesn't help that they kind of push you a little bit as well. It's gonna be very slow. I think I still need some of this. Last round for 2x HP. That's true. We have 2x HP and they summon a copy at 50% currently. Which I was hoping would just help me stack up my effective rune and my shield faster. So currently after 50 enemies, I get 13.7k shield. Because we have it increased by 44%. Does this count for kills for your Reaper? It should. Let's see. My Reaper has 24,191. 24,202. Yep, sure does. Oh, those guys didn't want to come over here. They get stuck. Alright, for the rest of the expedition, if there's at least one Reaper Smith spirit of each type in your war chest, the following rewards are increased by 100%. Seems pretty good. What do we have here? Quality? Let's go for the double. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just moving around some, I guess. It just feels like a gimmicky defense, like moving. But maybe I won't have to do it forever. Wait, let me try the Rain of Arrows again. Oh, let me change that. Let's do faster. And instead of traps, we'll do a little more damage. The traps kind of suck. I need to see what's in my thing to get each. I need green and blue. Green and blue. Not that blue, the other blue. I'll do this one though. The regen's fine. So yeah, this will pull like the whole screen to me. That's kind of cool. But it's gonna make it easier for them to attack me. So I'm taking some chip damage. It's gonna be interesting if I can outscale the damage they do. That was a fast wave though. Alright, there's the blue we need. Enemies not receiving damage for 2 seconds. Restore their life to full. I think the worst for me is probably like they're immune for seconds after spawning. I can't pull that guy because he's too big. So I need a green. I'm gonna switch to this one, I guess. This is kind of spooky, honestly. It feels like I'm gonna fall over at any second. Some of these enemies can do like 200k hits. So if they all hit me at the right time, it just flattened. Curious how this one will work. I'm just gonna get clapped. Probably should move around the siege leader. Alright, not too bad. Shield's slowly climbing at least. Elder Slorm. Slorm light quantity. Converts everything to quarry. I could use some quarry, so why not? So I have blue. What else do I need? Oh no, I converted them all. That was, oh my god. Well, now I need all 6. I did not think about that. Oh well. Alright, well I guess I need blue again. Dang. Well see, I'm capped on Elder Slorm, so it doesn't matter to me. What was the last one? There was convert, and then there was something else. I should have done the other one. That's really bad. I'm pulling everything to me. Alright, we're just gonna play this normally. Because I need the red spirit. Do I need purple? I think I need purple. Yep. Yo, Dreadful, what's up, dude? I'm trying to do some Burning Rage stuff as well. I finished my Void Arrow build, and I don't know. I felt like I didn't want to continue to play it, so I'm doing some Burning Rage stuff. It seems like survival is the issue. Like, I know I have 2 million shield, but like, I don't really have good defenses currently. Alright, yellow. Yeah, Burning Rage can't leech, so I'm not even trying to really scale HP. I have 5k HP, because, yeah, I just can't survive. I will show you something after I'm done with these, this one here. No, wait, this one, where they explode on dying, because that's an easy way to die. I guess, what I'm saying is, like, my Void Arrow build had a way where I could stun all the enemies with Vindictive Slam, and then my Mage build silenced everything, so I basically didn't ever take any damage, whereas this has no way to do any of that kind of stuff. So it feels a little spooky, just kind of running around. Yeah, I can't use my other ability currently because they all explode. Which I know doesn't make much sense to you, like, right now, but the rain of arrows pulls basically everything on the screen to me. And, yeah, I'm not gonna kill myself doing that currently. Alright, we got one more frost bombs. Let's do we need green? We need green. We're almost to where we can do the double. Additional enemies on this wave. That's fine. Alright, let's do some rains of arrows and see. Where's the frost bombs? Oh, they're done. Okay. Perfect timing. The crit silence is probably the way to go. Yeah, I'm just, I'm a Huntress, so I can't. Yeah, if I was mage, or if I remake it on the mage at some point, I'd definitely go, Crit Huntress. Is there a reason to do this on Huntress? Yeah, so I'm doing first affinity, right? So mana goes to melee damage, right? In the Huntress tree, you have max mana is equal to 100% of your evasion. So I get to stack evasion, I get flat mana from that. And then we also get 68% of my LE damage is converted to elemental resist. And then, yeah, the mana lock. Those kind of three things together. And then, of course, I'm doing the chest. So I'm stacking evasion, which gives me armor. In attributes, armor is giving me LE resist. So we got some pretty, like, decent things there. When we get hit by LE damage, we get double, or not double, 35% multiplier. So it should help a lot with the Thornbite stacking. But that's where I'm currently at. It's just, I wish I had a way to get silence. I think there's some way. Oh no, this is skills in your primary and secondary slot have a 13% chance to silence on hit for the next 1 second. But that's all the way here. That's ridiculous. 75 points. Huh. Are we there yet? We need teal. No teals. And then I also like the ranger for doing this rain of arrows where you can pull the whole screen to you. But I think mage might be stronger. I'm not sure. This one has some cool like scaling stuff. Because a mage, you can drop clones, which will get Ray of Obliteration to put a debuff on the target, or Soul Mantle. And this one I have to cast a skill to poison, which is a debuff. But I mean, it's still, you know, it's still something. Oh, I should have got teal. These days, it always seems like survivability is always the problem. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out a way to survive without the Thornbite rune, because I feel like it's just going to get nerfed, but maybe it's not going to get nerfed. The hardest problem is how you can't scale the AoE easily. What is the hardest problem? I just wish there was some way I can either stun or do... I wish it did Ancestral Strikes. But since it's not in your primary or secondary, you don't get that. Oh, yeah, it doesn't scale up quickly. Because I have... How much do I have? Area increased size, I have 230%. Because this also gives you some area. You get another 35% here. Size. But like... If you look at the actual, like, size, it's still only 5 yards. Whereas this one is 6.6 yards. And if I use the belt, it would be 13.2 yards. But I think the belt is a trap, actually. Like, everything would deal 28% less damage to me, but I would actually be getting hit. Well, it just makes them attack normal, right? But if I don't one-shot them, then they're going to be hitting me. And especially in the Forge, when things can get, like, they start doing, like, 200k hits plus, I really don't want stuff to hit me. I don't know, I go back and forth on it. There's really just no other good belts. There's a stagger belt, but I'm not doing Ancestral Strike. So like, the stagger doesn't matter because I'm not going to like out-regen it or anything. I feel like I have to be super careful and not like pick a ground effect that's just going to kill me. But I have 3 damage over time effects with the Soul Mantle. Because I burn, I do poison, and the first is affinity. So we should be dealing... what is that? 7.8% damage max life. When we scale it up, it would be way better, but it's kind of meh right now. I don't know. As I reinforce my gear, I'll get more defense, which will give me more shield, and I'll probably just generally feel a lot better. And I guess that will, let's see, that will give me more evasion, which will give me more armor, which will give me more LE resist. And then evasion gives me mana, and mana gives me ele damage. So as I scale my defense, I'm going to be scaling my damage, which will also be scaling my thorn bite. So I'm kind of scaling everything. But the biggest worry is like not being able to stun or silence things. It's kind of sad. Well, I think silence is just busted actually. Where like stun is affected by tenacity, but silence isn't, which is just like hilarious. Like I want to take it, but I just can't. I need blue. I'm just not sure what else to do to really push the build. Oh, I also have a reason I'm using arrow shot is there's this ability here. When you're delighted, you have 25% evasion multiplier. Well, I never cast this because I want to stay delighted, so I'm only casting this. And while delighted, I get 50% attack speed, which doesn't really matter. It just helps cast this faster, which is once a second. I don't know. It's a build. I know there's still the busted like looping you can do in the game, but I'm avoiding that so I can actually test, because they're gonna fix the loop at least. Our rune is up to 134%. What is that? 24k shield now. Can go up to 225. Still got a ways to go. I really like Swordaman's build. I was trying to think of what to build next. I probably should play the knight. Retaliate? Thorns? What's his name? Brian McRip's Lance. Not duration. Not yet. Alright, let me turn off some numbers. Hide Slorm. Never show that. Never show hero damage. That should be better. You can actually see the game now. So much gold. Chest quality, 178%. Yeah, seems good. I guess that's another thing I can do. I don't have to pull the enemies to me. I can just pull them away, but still within the range of the aura. That's kind of interesting. Oh, that's so much. I guess we're gonna go for it. Let's see what the curse is gonna be. May brick the run, but 3k quarry seems pretty good. That's a lot of skill and elemental damage. Alright, well, make it one shot randomly. The issue with not having stun or silence. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna get a bunch of quarry. I do still need quarry, so it works out. I guess ideally I'd like Slur Mites. I'm always tempted to go for gold, even though I never get a lot of gold. And I literally have a like gold farming gear. Still need that one as well. It's gonna be interesting when I don't need any of these anymore. I'm just never gonna want to pick those. Invisible enemy. Did I say invisible? Invulnerable. Invincible. I have Molten forever? I might have misread that one. I thought it was like 7 waves. Maybe this is the last one. Floor is lava. Guess we have it forever. These are all terrible. Alright, I guess we'll go Shadow Symbol. This one's gonna be pretty sneaky. Gonna be moving. Oh, I got hit for so much damage. Ouch. It's a straight arrow that was like a million something. Okay, dude. Dude, that's what's so scary about it. Alright, let's try this. Only 5 waves. This is the last shadow one. Alright. We've almost built our shield back before we took the like 1 mil hit. Brutal. Wait, do I still need blue? I definitely need blue, right? Don't need purple. Not sure about teal. Okay. We've almost fully stacked up our effect rune. I think I need to kind of avoid giving them more damage. More HP can be bad though. Oh, that one's death. So let's not do that one. Resistance to damage over time? That's fine. Now, if Burning Rage was actually a damage over time, that would be super nice. Still wouldn't fix, like, survivability issues. You'd be able to scale it. Maybe it wouldn't be nice. I don't know. Then you couldn't really use crit or crit damage. Duration, shadow symbol, invincible enemy. Let's go invincible. Oh, it's fully juiced up. Let's see. 33.4. It's interesting the fire ticks count as burning for the resist. It's kind of cool. That's actually really good. I should be able to stack up more shield in that case. Yeah, 44.8. So I kind of just need to like stay burning, at least one stack like all the time. I can try standing in the center again. Let's see, 8.343. Oh man, going down fast. I guess we're going gold. Don't need purple. Yo, Grabidar, what's up, dude? Still haven't made a night build. Still thinking about it. Maybe I'll start putting something together. Not tonight, but sometime soon. Just had a good spirit run. Nice. Getting some decent quarry stuff on this one. I'm just trying to, I guess, limit test the build without randomly dying. How's the Forgeman treating you? I've been trying to manipulate it more to get like Slormites or something. Oh my god, I just took 6 million damage. Should I stop here? What? I'm gonna have to see what did all that damage. So we'll see. Okay. Took so much damage. Alright, let's see. We're chilling. Let me make it slower. Okay, there's a fireball over there. Okay, almost everything is dead. What? What was that? Was it some ticks from the aura? This guy does like a little aura, right? What? I have no idea what that was. It's really hard to see, honestly. When does it happen? 43 or something? 46? So I can hopefully watch it. If it wasn't that dude's shield, I don't know what it was. No, he died. Am I just not seeing it? Oh, is it the little balls? Let's see. Alright. So yeah, these guys are throwing... Yeah, I guess they threw 2 balls and it did... Or 3 balls and... It just took 6 mil? Oh, man. That's a great question. So... That's crazy. So let's check our modifiers. We got max life, that's fine. Siege leader, siege leader, siege leader. Attack speed, movement speed. That shouldn't matter. Molten stuff shouldn't matter. Alright, they have a curse where they have a ton of damage. They have like plus 1300 damage or something. Oh, there it is. 26,607. So yeah, as I get more Reaper stuff. Okay, so that's what it was. And then they have, what is that, 90% critical strike chance? So almost 100%. I don't know what the base is. So yeah, 3 crits with additional, I have no idea what the crit bonus is like. But I think I'm gonna have to call this run, because we're gonna lose our stuff if we get hit by like one more thing. So that feels weird, but yeah, curses, brick runs. So we're just gonna go ahead and open this chest. Feels bad. So usually I have silence or stun. It doesn't matter because I just silence or stun them. So that rarely actually get hit. It's not gonna show me the damage because we had shields the whole time. Okay. Oh, we keep our effective rune stacks? Well, that's OP. Let's go again. Do we keep it still? Yeah, we still have our effective rune stacks. Well, that's amazing. So we start out at 27.6. Oh, we need to reinforce some gear. I guess that one, this one, this one, this one? Yeah, so let's actually leave after this wave to reinforce some gear. Oh, and isn't this... Yeah, this can be leveled up. So I need to get Astorius. That's crazy that you keep the effective rune stacks. Alright, shortest forge ever. Alright, I'll be right back, and then we'll do reinforcing, and then we'll actually do a forge again. See how it goes. Alright, and I'm back. So let's see, any of this stuff we need to keep? Belly damage? Belly damage belt. That could be okay. I'll check this later. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Need to reinforce. We'll stay on track. Alright, so it's gonna be 29 of these. 20 of these. Dang, we're running out of virtues. And harmony's getting low. Nice. Alright. I'll take it. This one. I guess this is the best one to do next. I have to convert some materials. Yes, now we got 3% per tick. Alright, let's see. What can I craft? So I need some of these. Oh, we can craft so many. Alright. So it's 20 per craft. I guess I'll make like 500. And then we need like a ton of harmonies. So that's enough for 10 upgrades. Oof, alright. Let's see, so what was I doing? I was doing this one. Well, I have enough 10, so we can make them 12 as well. Like, why not, right? It's always going to be the same material cost. Especially since those already have potential. These, I'm like waiting for them to get potential again. We can just fix them, but... Yeah, I guess we'll just try to get everything to 12. No, but one too many. I guess I'll wait on the rings because Like, the upgrades don't really do much besides actual ring stats. This one probably does the most. I mean, I guess it doesn't do much if I'm like trying to AFK, but it does a lot if I'm actually doing the poison. And the burn's automatic, and First's Affinity should be automatic, so I mean, it's still really good, honestly. I guess the helm's big, so we'll do that one. The extra mana is huge. The multiplier. I guess the chess piece also is really big. But it's already 14, so it's gonna be kind of a pain. What do I want to do? Reaper multiplier. Cooldown. Chance to apply Burning Rage is actually kind of a thing. Or, burn. This one just seems silly. Like, I should get this one up. Alright, we got some 14s. Should we push this one? It's definitely good. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it eventually, right? Just do it now. Getting tired of doing these clicks, though. Guess I'll do this and the shoulders, and then we'll go do a forge run. Yo, Elite Noob, what's up, dude? Has been a minute. At least a minute. How you been, man? Alright, I think I'm gonna be happy with this for now. Go spend some Reaper Spirits. Let's see where we're at. So let's see. I believe this was around 800k before. See, now we're topping 1 million, so that's kind of nice. Spend some of this. So this one here. Do we have enough for the last one yet? No, we need like 5k. We got Corey. So that one's done. That's nice. Still got some more quarry stuff here. Oh, I should have done that one. That one needs 10k to be done. That's my last effective one. Then I need some Beligarth and Astorius. So let's try to get some of that stuff. Good, been playing a lot of different games, not sticking anything. That's fair. There's a lot of games out there. Gonna go play Heroes of the Storm? Nice, dude. Well, good luck. Have fun. We said we need a quarry. Astorius. Let's go Astorius. You'll be lurking? Alright, appreciate it. So I'll just do the blue one. I'm not sure what my damage limits are gonna be. Gotta watch out for those little lobs. Wonder what kind of damage that is. So my defense should be pretty solid. 51% less from skill damage, 87% less from Ellie. Maybe I should switch this to area damage. I know regen's gonna be a problem. So I should probably put a stat somewhere on my gear for regen. I guess it's fine as long as I'm hitting something. I'm getting like 2k, 8k. I do need quarry, so we'll go quarry. Also need Beligarth. That one seems really bad for me though. Take a ton of chip damage if I do that. Is it more fun to walk around or do the arrows? And just pull everything to me? There's Astorius. Two additional projectiles? What is this? War chest quality? Equipment quality. I'll probably just roll with the obelisk. Just stand on it and cast arrows. Obelisk might be the play, because it's going to distract a bunch of the enemies. Melted. Must protect this obelisk. If you die, you get 25%. Total of every loot inside your war chest is immediately increased to your current war chest quality. 35% chance every time you kill the enemy to get one Reaper Spirit. Yeah, sure, that one. I guess we'll look to do a bunch of enemies. Hagen. Do I need Hagen or Volgorn? Looks like Volgorn is more important. Also deadlier. Oh, that guy was so tanky. 22 million HP. Nice. I mean, I guess we'll do doubles. Yeah, why would we not? Ooh, Bellegarth. I just need to not take the curse or the duration. At least not yet. I usually good about not taking the curse till the final, like, wave? Final 2 waves or something? Oh, there's the curse. Not that one. Ah. I don't want to tank that. Astorius? This one's way easy. To get just a little bit of regen. Every time we cast an ability, we lose 5% of our mana. Which is going to instantly tap out our mana. But we need enough to always be able to cast the arrows when we want to cast the arrows. Which is like once a second. And it's 169 mana. What's my mana regen? 84. So we need like 84 mana regen. A lot of Astorius, but it's that one. Well, these are kind of bad. But the rewards are bad, so it doesn't matter. Pick the easy one. Ice bombs. Try to get the ice bombs away from the obelisk. I've like one shot the obelisk before, not from frost bombs, from like the shadow debuffs they put on the ground. What is this? Legendary? I think we just go for legendary. 36 Reaper Spirits per wave. It's not very much. Legendary sounds cooler. Let's see. Slorm fragments. Slorm lines. Slorm lines are good. So this is our last ice one, and then we can hug the obelisk again. Unless we get some other ground modifier that's just gonna deal a bunch of damage to it. Let's see what we got. I guess I like this one for the fragments. This one can be nice even if you don't need it. It can convert to other bonuses sometimes. Like a poker move. Yeah. It is a gamble, isn't it? I feel like I've never really seen it. Besides converting to Elder Slorm, which I also don't need. Maybe I should have tried it out. I need to see like a list of all the different modifiers. Storius? And like what tiers they are. Because that sounds like it'd be like legendary or something. I had to convert Spirit last run with 35%. That was nice. Ooh, that is super nice. I feel like since I've already killed the siege guy, it's probably a low chance for me to get anything good. I'll definitely take some Slorm lines. Chance of dying? Slormites? This one's better for shield. And I need Fulgrim. I feel like I'm getting lured into a false sense of security. I was just thinking like, oh, this one hasn't been so bad. So it's either I'm starting to get enough defense that I can build up shield faster than they can deal damage to me, or it's all just because of that curse. And I actually can take hits. Just I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? I also have the obelisk that's like pseudo taunting off of me. That children is so nice for your build. I struggle getting 1k per wave. Are you? You're doing retaliation, right? I'm trying to think of what you could do. I mean, I guess it just depends how much defense stuff you have. But I'm like stacking evasion. Evasion gives me mana, which gives me damage, which gives me melee resist, and then the evasion gets converted where armor gets added based off my evasion. Just fully LA damage. I try to get more defense on new pieces. Oh, okay. Where are these enemies? It's weird those ghosts don't get pulled. Everything else gets pulled with the ghosts. Alright, Astorius. I'm slowly giving everything a ton of attack speed and movement speed. Which may not be great for me, but... YOLO, I guess? Do reincarnation. Get even more shield. Oh, resummoned and then also reincarnate. Why not? Let's get some lag. It's gonna be so many kills. So they reincarnate at 50%, but they also split at 25%. So I'm not really sure how that actually works. I guess the splits can't inherit. Because it should just change forever. Belligarth? Yeah, I need Belligarth. Enemies explode. I think we just go with the ice bomb. Or we're gonna one-shot our obelisk. How much? I actually can't tell how much HP these guys have. Some have 5 mil, which would be 1 mil shadow thing. This thing only has 3 mil. So not quite one shot. Unless it was like an elite mage. But that guy has 13 mil. Starting to get a little worried about just picking damage modifiers over and over again. So that projectile hit the obelisk and it was 4k damage. I got frozen. Ice is trying to snipe him. Oh, it's so much. War chest? Quantity. That's a lot of quant. It's like, I can't not take that. It does reduce my defense, which is kind of scary if I get hit by certain ones. Yeah, okay, so that's for the rest of the thing. This one? Yeah, that was 44k. The curse? No, stop it with the curse. Alright, can we just hug the obelisk? I know I'm gonna get hit by the holy rays this way, but it's probably fine. So that's what reduces my armor. Oh, we're at 92%. But only 42. So he has broken armor. And that's broken Ellie. So 75%. Alright, broken armor went away. So it's 52. 78. think we're okay. I think we're okay. Definitely take more damage just standing here. But... Asian critical strike chance. Are we to 100% crit yet? We haven't got any crit. Max life? It's only for 4 waves actually. That's fine. I was thinking if we're already at 100% crit, I can just take it and not have to worry, because they already crit all the time. It's not the case. Tenacity or rare? I guess we should go for the fun. Let's go rare. Do need like as much slower mites as possible. Because this build is definitely like the more evasion, the better. It scales like super hard. I think is why I was getting like a little discouraged, was like at a low gear quality. It's just not great. But I think it's picking up after we gave our stuff like, I don't know, what was that, like plus 10 across different pieces of gear? Oh, 4 waves for 2k. Yeah, sure. Instantly stepped into broken armor. You'd love to see it. Oh, and getting slowed feels bad. Alright, I do need Astorius, so let's do that. Things I need to do, I need to get a little bit of mana regen. Yes, I don't know. I'm still casting it on cooldown. As long as there's enemies, I don't need it. Once there's not an enemy, I'm just gonna be out of mana. Maybe it's fine. Right, let's go magic. No, the curse. It's really trying. Ice bomb. No. Oh, I got netted, but I got out like right before the ice bomb exploded. Increases the amount of every Reaper spirit in your war chest by the current fragment quality, 129. Or we can go for 52 quality for the whole chest. Huh. So 129 for my spirits, or 52 for my spirits and everything else. Feels like you go for the 52. We'll see. Quantity. It's only 3 waves of 30 critical strike chance. Yeah, I think we just go for everything. Value. And I guess I like that one more because it does it at the end. The other one does it right now. So I can still get a lot of other stuff and multiply it. Sure. Bellegarth? Lightning? Yeah. Just gonna move away from my obelisk. Go up here. Well, try to get away from my obelisk. Slowly getting chipped down. Almost lost 1,000,000 HP. Get away from it, you monsters. Lightning again? I think I'm just gonna go and get like equipment quality. That's a lot. 1.2 quarry. Take it. Can y'all stop reducing all my defenses? It's weird because getting hit activates my chest and attributes, but it also, like, half the time gives me a debuff that reduces my defense by half. But it seems fine right now. If I just stand like all the way in the center. These mages are trying to be sneaky and attack him over there. Let's make go max life. Also want to try just switching this out for mana regen. See how it feels again. Because in theory, I should never have an issue with mana now. So my cast a skill, lose all my mana, like 1 second will go by. I'll have all my enough mana to cast a skill. In theory. Stop it. Alright, I think I like just standing on the obelisk instead. I think it makes faster waves. Might take slightly more damage. And I get hit with the holy beam, and it makes the obelisk also get hit by the holy beam. I think it's fine. I think the speed is better. What happened there? Okay, nothing happened. Molten? Probably fine with Molten. I'm gonna get away from the obelisk again. So can I sustain through the Molten? 682. 710. Not great, but I can. 772. I guess it's fine actually. Most of them don't die directly on me. Oh, the curse? Curse again. We'll do this one. Elites, sure. My poor obelisk is slowly going down. I don't think we're going to be able to keep him till the end. Got some good value out of him, though. So we're done with Molten Ground. More quantity, wow. What is this? Gold is quantity? We got that earlier, maybe. Alright. Can't tell too much of a difference with this ultimatum, honestly. Versus, like, not having the mana regime. I just noticed the message doesn't pop up, so I just assume it's better. Might matter as I get more cooldown by leveling up my gloves. There's a little bit of potential that I should maybe get a little attack speed somewhere. Like one attack speed roll. Invulnerable. So we'll do this one. I have a tough choice. Luckily I can still pull the enemies even though they're invulnerable. So So they're not just wailing on the obelisk. Not that the obelisk really matters. Just something. I also need to figure out what piece of gear gives me the most size for my aura and try to scale up that piece. Or if there's multiple pieces, prioritize those a little bit. Because if there's a way to actually like semi-AFK with it, it would be by expanding the radius beyond what it currently is. Where I can never be shot by like archers and stuff. I just don't know if it's like possible with reasonable reinforces. Like 20 or less. I'd also like to add in some tenacity, but don't know if that's going to be possible. think we built up enough we can just chill. But after the last one, I'm a little worried. Oh, who was that? Can I go back? I don't think I can go back. I could have told you why the song was going. I think. I feel like it was Baby Metal, but I'm not sure. It might have just had some of the same sounds. Oh, we're getting there. Wave 83. The other has less girl voices. Maximum the hormone. Okay. Yeah. I'll have to check out their stuff. I don't know if I have any in here. That one. Oh, 168. Lower my quality. Yeah, that's the one. Curious how long this run has been. It seems like it should be fast, but I kind of feel slow. Like, just because I'm pulling every enemy to me. But like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because the tick rate on Burning Rage is 1 a second, and there's nothing you can do to increase it. So if you're not one-shotting, it feels kind of sluggish. Or it's because I'm just standing still and things are dying. Not engaging. About 1 hour? Dang, I hope it's 1 hour. Most of my runs take me like about 90 minutes-ish. Yeah, I guess I'd be able to see from like stream. I just don't know off the top of my head. I think my fastest one I've ever done was 70 minutes. And I'm not sure what happened there, why it went so fast. I think I was on my mage and I was tryharding. Just like clicking the rewards as fast as possible, going to the next one. Not really like paying attention. No, my obelisk. Dang, I wasn't thinking about it for 1 second. Just got murdered by this elite. That means this elite does some damage. Obelisk had like 1.5 mil or something. So this guy must clap. Well, now I don't have to stand over there. But maybe Obelisk got hit by like the light beam and had reduced defense or something. I don't know if I've ever did under 100. Take pauses. Yeah, there's sometimes where I start a run and then I like have to go to the grocery store or something. And I'll come back and like finish it. So like sometimes the run will be like, I don't know, it says like 300 minutes or something. It's like, whoops. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go with this one. Alright, wave 90. Doing better than the other run, where I got like hit for 6 mil and wave like 52-ish. So it feels like I'm gonna be able to complete this one, unless I take the curse too early, which I'm not gonna do. I want to see if I can AFK a wave. Like, not really, but, you know, like, stand still and see what happens. I know I got more range because I reinforced my stuff, but it's probably not enough. Well, I can't AFK on that one, but... I guess I can until I see the invulnerable guy. Let's see. I'm getting shot at. Alright, so there's some archers that are still shooting me. Oh, I don't see him shooting me anymore. Maybe he died? Alright, invulnerable enemy has shown up. I'll try it on a different wave. I need to find a spot where I can actually see. It's weird this isn't symmetrical, because this doesn't have the gap behind it. So it's actually like super nice because the archers have to come around. But I don't think there's any other spot like that. Yeah. So that's like the best place. Because these archers have to come around. They don't die automatically. Let's try it. So the ones that spawn over there have to come around here. And it looks like my range is right about here. Well, that worked out. Let's go rarity. Just gonna see if I ever get like an enemy that is attacking me outside of my range. I wonder if I did hit a breakpoint, and now I can hit everything that's in range that can hit me. Oh, archer hit me. It's looking good. Even more would be, you know, great. Alright, enemies are bigger. Do bigger enemies have more range? I don't think so. But I'm just gonna go with this one. I don't want to take 200% increased damage in case something crazy happens. I also want to take a snapshot of my like top end damage. Let's see. So this is with all my buffs up. 1.1 to 1.2 basically? Okay. I feel like I could probably get like, I don't know, 1.5 million damage? Yeah, it doesn't visually change, unfortunately. It's always this amount as far as the visual. It's kind of awkward. Just gonna go this one, just some easy final waves. Because let's see. They're coming from this side, so it should be somewhere in this range they start taking damage. Yeah, right here. We got an elite enemy. Let's see. Yeah, it's not even hitting that hard. 8Ks, 10Ks, 7K, 16. Definitely not multiple millions like it was before. So I think that's the one thing I definitely have to avoid. I guess I could also change mana regen for area damage reduction to really have even more defense. Not that anything can put like area on me, because they die before they get close enough usually. But I'm still getting hit by like some melee. I guess if they had enough attack speed, they could put down some ground AoE. Or if they had more HP. Yeah, like this guy's gonna go crazy attacking me. So he did some decent damage. He's also an elite, I guess. And this is like super late into the run. This was like the first wave. I would just die. I got 2 left, but here's the curse. So I'm gonna do one more without the curse. See if we get it again. Really don't want to die. It seems impossible because I have like almost 27 million shield. But if I give them damage equal to like my gold at this point or something, they would probably hit for like 5 mil or something. And I have no way to like stop them attacking me. It's kill or be killed. Oh, these guys were so fast. Alright. This is the last one. We don't have the curse. Whatever. I need this one. Ooh. We actually kill them before they come out of the thing. This guy does basically no damage. So that guy has like a ground AoE, but he's meleeing me. Meleeing me for like 800. Wonder why he's doing that. I guess if they got crazy regen, I might not be able to kill them without like putting a bunch of dots on them. Alright, cool. So what do we get? Basically no gold. Storms, whatever. Easy GG. It's so spooky though. Alright, we got some Astorius. Got some Belgarth. I think we can finish out those 2. 64k Quarry. And Lormites. Lormites are big. So I'm curious to see. I have 3230. 3230. 3230. See if I can get any of those. 3230. A lot of equipment. Inventory's full. Oh no. Right, 3230. 30? Oh, 4. So we got 2 12s and 1 13. I'll take that. And these got enough experience to level up. So that's cool. These still need some potential. We'll wait on those. Cool. Alright, let's find like how many? 3, 6 terrible items. Damage to elites. I want to keep epic, so magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh, that one's actually good. 99.5 purple. That's like 99% pure roll. Okay. It's better than the other gloves I have. Alright, it took 80 minutes. Wow, it was actually a lot faster than I thought. I could have gone faster on like the last couple waves, saved like maybe a minute. Average DPS 18 mil, highest damage dealt 7. Highest critical damage 7. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that was a quick run. It's quicker than I thought. Alright, let's see what we can level up. Alright, let's see. So I wanted to finish out this one, because I'm literally using this. So instead of 50 enemies, let's see what it goes down to. 49. Oh man. It was actually 50.4, so it went down like 2 enemies per, which I don't know. You activated like every wave is like 150 enemies at least if you duplicate them. So I don't know. We're gaining however many shield procs. I'll take it. It's more shield procs. Alright, let's upgrade this one. One and... oh, we're too short. We almost have all of those done. Corey, can finish that one. So all of these are now done. We're getting there. Yeah, I have all the affinities leveled. Oh, that one tripped me out. I guess I have one on my gear that's +4. But I have the 150, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, but these are all done. I have this... oh, I can level up a Reaper. Alright. Cool. Yeah, so I'm just working on the runes. And I finished all of these. And the other Slorm stuff. Well, most of it at least. Alright, so I need Belagarth to finish out my activation runes. What else do we have? I have too much purple. I overfarmed purple. So let's see. Storius. Reaper damage multiplier. That could be really good for me to use. Oh, let me actually try something. So I still have my effectiveness from this effect rune. If I change my activation rune, is it going to get rid of my effect? I know if I change this, this goes away. But I don't know what happens if I change the activation. So let's see. If I change it to support skills, do I lose it? Yeah, you lose it. Alright, so there's no funny stuff I can do. So I was thinking maybe I'd change it. Let me think. So 49 enemies. At 10 a pop, you eventually get 225. So this is like really good if you've already done a run to rank it up. But you could do this one that gets you 300%, which gives me 44k per activation, but it makes it where you need 196 enemies. So that's 4 times as many enemies for 4 times as much. Yeah, 4 times as many enemies for 4 times as much, basically. And if we instead go to reduce the constraint, makes it 30 enemies, so that is like 40% less enemies. And we get 10k. I think this might be the setup. Or just go every 30 enemies gives me 10k instead of every 50 gives me... Wait. Every 50 gives me 10, but it slowly increases. No, it's got to be this one. Unless there's ever a point where I start getting comfortable enough to where I can switch off of Thornbite. And then I would switch to like maybe Reaper damage multiplier, give me more damage. Inner fire, additional projectiles. Could go for more critical strike damage. Unrelenting stacks. Oh, I can't do the... Okay, I can't do these, right? Because they're quarry. But I could do these. So I could do the Reaper damage multiplier. So I might look to level that one up soon. Alpha and Omega? Trigger 2 black holes that are constantly rotating around you. For very small skill damage. Or okay LE damage. The closer you are to 50% mana, the stronger they get. So I'm always at 0% mana. They deal up to 75% increased damage and get up to 75% larger and faster. Last 45 seconds. I don't know, man. Seems like not enough damage. Ultra Cannon. Elemental damage equal to the number of victims your current Storm Reaper up to 75k. I'm at 63k. Which is funny because I was at like 21k earlier. How often can this activate? Every 20 kills, you do 75k LE? Yikes. That's really bad. What if I'm doing my support skill? 1.6 support skills, so it's every 2. I can trigger something. I could do Thornbite. Every 2 support skills, I get 10k. Go do something else and just stack up a bunch of shield. Wait, what? The rounding is off. Alright, so it's 3 cast. Yeah, 3 cast gets me 20k. Okay. Okay. There's something there. Huh. Because I think you can get this support skill pretty quick. Let me think. Isn't there something in here? Yeah, cooldown is reduced by 7% for each stack of Serenity. Thought there was another way. That's it. Eh. But you lose so much defense trying to do that. But yeah, you could like AFK in the start to get a bunch of shield and then switch to something else. Regardless, what else sounds good? Not that one. Prime Totem. Mana Harvest. You trigger Mana Harvest area on a random enemy nearby, dealing damage, Reaper damage, and a 5.11 yard radius. You also gain Good Crop, granting you raw damage equal to the total amount of mana leached. Oh, alright, never mind. Movement speed. Movement speed could be okay. Cooldown of your skills is reduced. That doesn't do anything for me. And then Skeleton Squires. So it seems like the Reaper damage multiplier would be the best. So I guess I'm gonna throw stuff at it. What's my normal setup gonna be? Kill the enemies? Yeah, kill the enemies. Alright. So that was interesting. Let's do... Do I need Astorius for anything? No, we need Belgarth. Astorius is just for these two, so we can juice that one up. 30% Reaper damage multiplier. That's pretty decent. Alright, we're done with those. Still need Belgarth. Okay. Quarry. This is my last quarry rune. Yes. Alright. Alright, done with quarry. So we're done with quarry and we're done with Salmurian. Small Orin. Small Orion? Small O Ryan? I don't know. Who knows, man. Alright, so purple's done. Blue. Done with those two blues. And teal. This is my last teal. Okay. So Hagen, we need 2 more. And which one of these sounded cooler? Mana Harvest or... I guess the Prime Totem could be cool. I don't actually know what a Prime Totem does. Is that just this? No, this is Turret Syndrome. Prime Totem. Yeah, whatever. At least have the option. Looks like I'm also done with Adrain. So I'm done with green, red, purple. I need the others. Almost done with teal. Blue, I need a ton. Yellow, I need a good amount. Orange, need a good amount. Okay. So there's that. Let's do some more reinforcements, and I'm probably going to call it a night. So one thing I wanted to check that I talked about was which gives me the most area. So it's going to be one that has area as like a base. So area increase size, that's a rare / magic stat. Or increase effect. Rare magic stat. Rare magic stat. Yeah, okay, so they're all rare magic stats, so it doesn't really matter. So just the rare magic stats versus the epic stats. Okay, so let's do this one, just because it's low level. It'll use slower mice I don't really care about. You got some stuff, just not insane, right? Alright, let's use a 10 as well. They shoot projectiles around, don't know if they stack with LE damage. Oh, the little turrets? Could be cool. It looks like there's just really not a lot of good runes for this build. Which is fine, because I'd probably just want to keep that effect rune active. Unless something can really help out my damage, which I guess the nimble rune could. Nice, another reinforce. So I'll have to mess around with it. It just depends how my damage will fare. They just act will on totem effect slash damage. Oh, that would make sense. Oh, I did too many. Alright, so what am I going to do next? Probably... Well, gloves when they get their potential up. I'll probably push them to 12 at least. And then I'm going to look to, I guess, upgrade these two. Specifically the mantle. Let's do the mantle once. I'll throw some harmonies at it. I'll have to craft some more harmonies, but probably just wait on that. Nice. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Maybe that one? Yeah, Reaper damage multiplier should be pretty good. We have just enough harmonies to do this, and then we'll probably leave it alone for a while. Top hat coming back in to spam the gnomes before I go offline. So we're slowly making the build work. I never left. Oh, snap. Lurking in the shadows. Did get stolen for Smash. Oh, nice. Alright, yeah, everything's plus 12 except for these gloves because they need some more potential. I may just force it, but I can be patient enough where I'll probably just wait, honestly, so I don't have to use all my materials. What else? We can do at least 3 more of that. How did it turn out? We got a 100 done in 80 minutes, so that's pretty good. We just did, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more reinforced levels across my gear. Let's see what my base damage is looking like now. So we're at 1.2 to 1.27 million. So pretty good. We'll say it's at least 1.2 million DPS, but it also doesn't factor in crit into that. So that's just the flat damage, but crit is 71%. I probably should get some crit bonus because we're not really doing enough there. So I may rework some stats at some point to get some crit bonus. Because I don't need this Ancestral Strike chance anymore. I thought it worked, but it doesn't. So I can cut that out and add those stats to crit damage. Outside of that, I'm starting to get some decent defenses. Let's see what we got. We got, well, this evasion doesn't actually work because we can't dodge with this chest, but I'm at 88.35% elemental damage reduction for Wrath 10, and I'm at 52.38% skill damage reduction for Wrath 10. So I'm really curious what's going to happen if we get to 100 here. That's probably going to prevent like a lot of damage. Like, what's Okay, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like a lot of the damage I take is probably like fireball from a mage and random ground effect that does some kind of elemental damage. Which means I might be able to get rid of this. So it really depends how high I can get this number, this armor number. So I may look at reworking some other things. Because there could be a situation where I stack as much evasion as possible, which is what I'm doing. So I have 11k flat, 87%, and then I have a 36 and a 25% multiplier, which brings me to whatever my number is, which is 35.9k, almost 36k. And then that's added as armor over here. And if I do get hit, I get an extra 50% here, which also gives me some there. So this probably goes up to like 75%. But I don't want to get to that 100%, don't we? And still have damage to kill things. This shouldn't have an issue getting there because this node is busted. Where 68% of my LE damage is just going to be elemental resist. So as I get more and more damage, I get more and more resist, which the whole idea is we stack mana. Mana gives me evasion. And then with the Reaper, the mana gives me LE damage, and that LE damage gives me resist. So there's like a interesting little leapfrog thing going on. But I'm thinking maybe I didn't do things quite right. Like maybe I should be using like get all the flat evasion I can, and then the flat evasion would be flat mana. So this is the 35.9, so this is after my percent and multiplier. It's all added to mana. And then from there, I probably need to get some amount of percent mana. There's going to be a breakpoint somewhere where it's better to get evasion or it's better to get mana. Yeah, if I'm looking to increase my armor, there also could be an instance where I want to get percent armor instead of percent evasion. Is that ever? No, I guess that's never a point. Unless I'm getting percent evasion and percent armor. So scratch that. Don't defensive stats scale differently in different Wrath levels? Yeah, they do. So if I went to Wrath 1, it should be like basically immortal. Let's see. So if I change this to this, does it tell me automatically? Yeah, 100% reduced, 100% reduced. Oh man. Literally don't take damage. But in Wrath 10, you get gypped, so it's not nearly as much. I mean, it's almost the same amount for the LE resist, so that's kind of nice. But I may need like 70k armor to get 100% over here. But you don't really need 100%, right? You just need like... You just need enough, right? But the more of this I stack, the more Thornbite shield I get. So there's a breakpoint between like how much damage they can do to me versus how large my shields are when I get them. That like as long as my shields are larger, then yeah, just makes your HP more valuable. True, but in this case I'm outsourcing my HP to shield, so as this goes up, I'm gonna take less damage. And while I take less damage, I'm also gonna have more effective health from this, the shield here. So more effective health here equals more effective health here, which is kind of weird. But does your shield get benefits from your defense? Yeah, it does. It's basically just HP. So that's why I don't have any HP, is because I can just outsource it all to the shield because I'm stacking so much defense. But yeah, we'll see where the character ends up. There's some other scaling, like here, where 65% of my mana lock is flat LE damage. So there's a lot of scaling going on. I'm also scaling aura effects. So like, if I can find it, this does minus 90 attack speed. I guess, is this effect not scale in the actual window? Alright, we gotta test something real quick. Oh, this is gonna be a pain to test. How can I test this? Okay, yeah. I can test it pretty easily, right? So I have aura increased effect by 370%. And then area increase size, area increase effect. So this is a aura area of effect. So it should be benefiting from both. So if I take it off, this number should go lower. But I don't know if it actually scales or if it doesn't show up in the tooltip. Oh, I need to go through all this gear. One second. Alright, let's do... Let me just look at all the magic items real quick. Evasion. I don't think I care about those evasion boots. Alright, yeah, these all look kind of trash. Wow, max life? 1200. Cool, 1200. Oh yeah, those gloves were insane. Okay. I might have some I need to keep then. So, some insane gloves. Special strike damage. So, yeah, these were insane. Max life might be insane. Oh no, max life isn't good. Okay. And then what I say, the boots? No, not the boots. Okay. That should be all of those. So I'm gonna dumpster those. Get away from this. I'm gonna put this stuff here. I have no room in my stash, or I would just do this all in my stash. I'm testing to see if the tooltip works or not. Alright, so I'm just gonna take all this off and see if the tooltip updates. So close to another gnome. It's pretty important if the tooltip updates here. So let's see. Yeah, 45. So 45 is the base? But I guess it caps... It must have a hard cap at 90%. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Because, yeah, 100% would make it just... Nothing would happen, right? Alright. Alright, guys. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out, chilling. I'm going to be calling it a night. I've got the new build online, and I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it yet. I mean, it definitely works. I just, yeah, it needs a little more work, but I have some stats that need to change. So we change some stats. I'm going to look at some different variations, if it's better to stack more mana, more evasion, more armor, percent, any of that. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Offline, I'll probably farm some more Slormites and some materials, because my materials are getting kind of low. And, yeah. Get this gear ranked up. Curious what it's going to look like at everything plus 15. And plus... Everything plus 20 would probably be insane. Like, 2 more on that. 3 more on that. Those are going to be the big ones. That gives me a bunch of evasion. Gives me the mana multiplier. That's going to be pretty nutty. So, Yeah, this might be the last Huntress build I make for a while. It's going to take a lot of effort to get it to where I really want it. And we'll see what we can do with it. Also, if Thornbite gets nerfed, we'll see what has to change if we see that get nerfed. But I think the next build will probably be a night build whenever I get there. But that might be a couple weeks out. And I'm going to have a guide going out for the Void Arrow Vindictive Slam build that I was playing before. But now I've switched again, so if Void Arrow is your thing, you'll have a guide for that out soon on the YouTubes. Probably tomorrow. Maybe the next day, but probably tomorrow. And yeah, I'll probably be back on Thursday night for another stream. So